Did you know I have a catfish boat? Now I know that is kind of a silly title. Most of the people who are subscribed to my channel already know that I have a catfish boat. But I have been doing a lot of bank fishing videos. And when it comes to YouTube, the majority of people watching my videos are new people, not subscribers. So I figured, I'd take you guys fishing on my boat. I do have an entire playlist of this boat, dropping big baits in a big catfish boat or something like that. If I can do an iCard to that playlist, I'll put it above. At least I think I can do an iCard to a playlist. And what I'm doing here is just dragging. I put baits pretty much on the bottom with a dragging rig, which has that long sinker, which helps keep the bait off the bottom along with a float. Put a planer board on it and just, move forward at, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7 miles per hour. In this cold water, a half mile per hour will probably be good. Although right now I'm standing still just so I can get my stuff out. And I'm going out 60 feet and putting a planer board on, and then going out another 60 feet once I start moving. And this is a traditional planer board. All it does is pulls the bait to the side of the boat. I actually wanted to bottom fish here on my island, which is like right here, but the island is underwater. They have brought the lake up and we may be close to summer level. 4 days ago, this thing was below winter level, like the water was way low. Most of the boat docks were on dry land. Well, the boat dock's no longer on dry land. It's actually on water, floating on water, and my island is underwater. Maybe it's got the fish going. Usually, when the water's going up, when it's raising, the catfish start biting really good. And the temperature here, 55 degrees. So if there's flatheads here, they should be waking up, and blues should be feeding. At least, I hope they are. I know the sun's not in the best spot for filming, but I wanted to start back here and drag into like the deeper water. So this is kind of a bowl that's behind me, and it just goes out into just this big old cove that's in front of me. You can see it drags it to the side, and this one popped, I think. Something weird's going on with this one. I don't know what's going on with this one. I'm going way too fast. Yeah, I think this one popped. Sometimes it will come off that clip. And could be a fish too that did it, like, right away. There's no fish on here. Well, I'll get this one back out. And then, hopefully, I'll catch a fish today. Wish me luck. Come on, pop. can do it. Pop, pop, pop. That is a snag. Got a helicopter going through. In fact, I know this snag because I hit it almost every time I come through here. Oh, I think I got it out. There's a tree or something in the water. And I seem to hit it every time I drag this area. I think that's a military helicopter, I'm not sure. I haven't had any bites yet, so I'm going to start dragging into the really shallow water. I don't know if I showed this earlier. It's kind of a typical dragging rig for me. This is the one that I made. You know, I got the float to help hold it up, 80-pound leader line, and I've only got a barrel swivel on there. And I've got the dragon weight hooked to the barrel swivel. Really simple. And you really can only use it on a boat. If you have seen some of my bank fishing videos, I talk about having a short leader so you can cast it further from the bank. And as you can see, that is a really, really, really long leader. And that's what you normally use when you're dragging. Right now I'm in 6.5 foot of water. This is normally about 8, so we're still about 2 feet too low, which means my 2 foot of water area is going to be like a couple of inches. I see water all the way back, but that doesn't mean it's, you know, any kind of depth. But I am going to go as far as I can, and maybe there'll be some fish back here, maybe there won't. If I don't catch anything, I might try moving and dragging a different area that's near the main river. I was hoping they were already coming back here, but it's quite possible that they're not here quite yet because the water just now pretty much came up. And like largemouth bass would be doing this time of year, they're probably right at the entrance, if I don't catch anything in 2 foot of water. What are you doing, planer board? What in the world? Is that a fish? We have something just swimming? Did I catch a log? It like swam with it. And it is tied up in my other line now. I can tell. I think. Such a weird bite. Yeah, it's a fish. He just swam with it. I bet this guy's barely hooked. He may be tied up in my other line, I don't know. A little guy. I'm in 5 foot of water now. Yep, it's in the other line. That was a weird bite. Look how light colored he is too. I think that's due to lack of oxygen because it's so muddy back here. You can see how muddy the water is. So they're not getting much oxygen. But it is kind of new water. It just came in. Been feeding a little bit. Not bad. At least I'm not skunked. Small one. Maybe there'll be a bigger one in here somewhere. Need to get this untangled. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, it's wrapped pretty good. That's not good. There's quite a few people that will run like 6 planer boards. And I just, that is the reason why I don't want to run a bunch of planer boards, because the fish are apt to just run into one line after another, making a big mess. I haven't had one cross a line in a while since I switched to only using 3. Well, I can reuse my bait. See, just a small piece of skipjack. If anything, found the eater size catfish. I'm still in 5 foot of water. Oh, wow, this green one is wanting to jump off its clip. I do have new planer boards I've been meaning to unbox. I haven't done it yet. I have the Church Tackle planer boards. That's the brand of the cone one that's out the back. Is Church Tackle. They were nice enough to give a discount code for everyone, and I can never remember my discount codes, but I do have a discount page on my website, which is tnrvg.com, so you can check out the discounts there. I do not get anything from Church Tackle if you use it, outside of maybe their Smile that someone used my coupon code. I pretty much got it for you guys. What's wrong with this one? There we go. All right. The wind is kind of blowing me all over the place too. It happens. It's been a windy couple of days. I'm just going to leave this one out here. I know it got tangled up, but the line didn't look bad, so it's pulled itself back tight. I don't think there'll be a problem. I'm still in 5 foot of water, but it's going to drop off here really quick. Let's see how far I can go. I just hit the button. One hit this one. I think it's still on there. I don't have my remote, so I got to hit the button on the camera. There we go. Getting to this shallower water, getting fish. Oh no. Oh no, he's still there. Yeah. I think he torqued up enough to get hooked. I use circle hooks, so they set the hook themselves. Ooh. This might be a bigger one. Man. Just look at that rod bend. You can see it. Unless he's lassoed. That's why I like skinny water. Skinny water catfishing. You wouldn't think, you know, bigger catfish would be in 2 foot of water. Although, I mean, we're in 4.5 foot of water right now. But they do get in here. Yeah, a little bit better fish. They are getting bigger. Still super light colored. It's got some marks on them too. I don't know what the marks are from. Nice blue cat. Very, very light colored. So they are in the shallow water here. I'm still in 4.5 foot. Probably got 50 more yards, I think, before it gets really shallow. That one took my bait. Very cool. All right, I'm going to get this one back out there and see if I can catch another one. Got a spook on this one. I think it's called Monster Cat. He gave me some of his spooks at one of the shows. He's one of the few, if not only, you know, bait creators or bait sellers or tackle sellers that has them this size. What I've noticed, like Demon Dragons and the other spook floats, they're always the big ones. And I don't like the big ones. I like the smaller ones. It's probably because of the shallow water I'm in most of the time. Because if you have a big float, then if you're in 2 foot of water, your bait is going to be on the surface if it's a smaller bait. And I think that's perfect size right there. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Is that a good size, or should I be using the big ones? Speaking of small baits, it's kind of what I'm using right now. But you gotta look, you know, that's a profile of a huge bait, even though I just got a small bait on it. I'm in 3.5 foot water now. I do have some bigger skipjacks, but I'm saving those for special guests. All right, 3 foot of water. Time to trim up some. Getting blown sideways. I'm gonna keep at it and see how shallow I can go. I think we got a fish on the middle one. It may be a hitchhiker. It may have been on here for a little while. I've been hearing it clank, and then I look back here and it looks normal, but now I look at it, you know, it's bouncing like there might be a small fish. I'm still in 3.5 foot of water. I think I could go all the way back to the bridge. Yeah, there's a fish on it. I'm swimming on it the whole time. They have been biting really, really weird today. I gotta be careful. Keep my line tight so the fish won't pop off the hook. That can happen when you're messing with a planer board. This is usually the easier one to remove because it's got a clip, slide clip. I think he was content with swimming with the boat. When I first started, I was in 15 foot of water, and they were not in the 15 foot of water. So they're back here into 3 to 5 foot of water. We're at 3 foot of water right now. This boat will float in 1 foot of water. And there's my alarm. I have it set to 3 foot. Nice little blue, getting the numbers today. No real size yet, but hey, still fun. Cool. Grow up, become a 100-pounder. Now, I know I haven't mentioned this yet on this video, but the boat I have, well, it's kind of obvious because you can see the seats. It's an Excel Catfish Pro 21. So it's a 21-foot boat, so a 2172 John boat that's turned into an oversized bass boat. Has a deck on the front and a deck in the back. I'd rather have a boat with no deck in the back. And nobody really makes one to my specs that's not under, $80,000. This boat is an expensive boat, and it's about less than half the price I just quoted. Around 30 to 40,000 new. And then, you add your electronics and stuff, but, it's not an $80,000 boat. And I can't afford an $80,000 boat to get what I want, what I need, what every catfisherman needs. Basically, a good deck to fish off from for bait, to do cast nets for bait, and then no back deck to fish. Just walk up and reel in a big fish. As is, the boat's okay. I mean, it's good for multi-species, so if I want a musky fish with a couple of people, I got the deck space for it. If I want to catch stripers or go for actual bass fishing, I can do it with this boat. So at least it has, potential. I just realized this was the one with the head on it, so I'm going to put a head back out. And I'm in 2 foot of water now. I don't think it's going to get any shallower than this. See if another one comes to play. If not, I'll turn around and drag my way out of here. And then I'll probably call it, because I need to clean up my boat some for the special guest that's coming up. Well, the wind is blowing pretty good now, and it's pushing me at 1 mile per hour, which is way too fast. So I'm going to reel these up, turn around, and start going back out of the cove here, out of this backwater, against the wind. Should be easier to control everything going into the wind. I'll be able to keep it at the half a mile per hour I really want to go. A little bit, half a mile per hour to 0.7. Also, I am in 3.5 foot of water, so it's gotten a little bit deeper if you consider this deep. I say there's enough water back here that early morning they probably do come back to my little bank spot that I bank on when there's water back here. Now all I need to do is catch an 80-pounder back here someday like my buddy Clint did. All right, I think talking about Clint's 80-pounder just gave me bad luck because I dragged that entire area again and didn't catch anything. Now, it is now a bluebird sky day and it's 2 p.m. I guess that shut the fish down. One thing a lot of fishermen say is the fish bite the best in the morning time. And it was earlier when those fish bit. And there was a few clouds in the sky. If anything, I think it was a good day. I was able to boat a few fish in my favorite backwater area. Now, as always, I want to thank you for taking your time out of your day to actually watch this video. I really appreciate it. And be sure to stay tuned to my channel. There's some very interesting things coming up in the future. I really can't wait to fish with a special guest in the morning. Thanks again for watching. Hope to see you next time.